actually New Year's Day 1999, and I collapsed, and they thought I got rushed to the hospital and I was very lucky that I had health care insurance, and my doctor met me there, and they at first thought it was brain cancer, and well, not that, you know. In any event, after all the tests, it turned out that I did have MS. What we didn't know is for like the last 3 or 4 years, I had all these episodes of fainting, falling, this gait, losing my speech. And I thought it was just being a young mom, having 2 kids under 5, commuting to Olympia. I had a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. And I just thought it was one of those things that women do. You know, you just work harder, you know, you work out, you take care of your kids, you go to the store, you pick up the dry cleaning, you go to work, you know, advise 2 governors, get home. I just thought it was exhaustion. And one reason why it didn't present itself, as my doctor told me, is because when you are pregnant, you go into remission. And that's what happened. Both my kids were, so I had these fits and starts, these physical fits and starts, and we just attributed it to a lot of things. And so it turned out it was MS, and it was in 1999, and I'll never forget that. This is the problem with when people say you look great with MS, is that it's a very insidious disease. I also had cancer 3 times, and the first 2 times was, you know, bald head, chemo, radiation, so it was very visible, right? You could see that. MS is much more insidious than that. You know, I have gone blind. There are times in my life I did use a cane. There was a time I had to go on disability and leave my law firm. There was a time where I couldn't be a trial lawyer because I had to worry about cognitive mapping and all the things that you need to keep track of being a trial lawyer and being a lawyer and a litigator. So there is this myth out there that in order to have MS, you have to be in a wheelchair. I have relapsing remitting, which could eventually change to progressive MS. But I still consider myself lucky because the times that I've had to go in and get what we call steroid drips when we have severe flare-ups, which I had a couple during the campaign. Those are 3 days where you have intense steroid drips, and I see people there in wheelchairs. I see people in there with canes. I see people that have lost their eyesight. And it's not a disease that you can actually just come right out and say, you know, I have MS. Like you said, you look fine. But a lot of it is because it affects the nervous system and how your brain tells your body what to do. I have been having it for 18 years. I've learned how to cope with the physical aspects as far as fatigue, diet, exercise. I have a phenomenal staff that makes sure that I have this much energy. I kind of look at it as if I have a tank of gas and I can only use this much. And my staff knows that, and people I've worked with. And certainly when I was at the law firm. So you have more tools, but more importantly, I think people rely on their family. And that's what I've done, because they know me. Even my staff knows when I'm starting to get tired, where, you know, they've tapped as much as they can out of me. And a lot of it is kind of private. I don't always share when I'm in pain. I'm on a new drug now, and I think it's working pretty good.